Welcome to Brown's Neighborhood, where Daniel Butchie Brown is the host. Welcome back to Brown's Neighborhood podcast. Man, look here. I had to go real way back, like Bloodstones. Find ElDwayne Patterson. Me and ElDwayne go way back. ElDwayne was at Russell in in kindergarten, just like I was, over on the back side over there. He was there, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He say his mother worked at the school.
Yeah, she did.
Is that right?
Miss Patterson, yeah, she worked there.
Miss Patterson.
She worked with the preschoolers.
Yeah.
You remember where the lunch area is at?
Yeah.
And where the AE classes were at? They were back in there. Miss Levine and Miss Jackson.
Well, we're going to talk about it. First, ElDwayne, where were you born?
I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Boy, them damn Louisiana folks. My folks from Louisiana. But they came here and had me. And ElDwayne, he was at least born in Louisiana.
Yeah, but then they moved out here when I was 3 years old. So
Yeah. No, that's right. But you was born on Louisiana soil.
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying?
Shreveport.
So I just wanted to know where he was born, because it's the same thing for me. It's from L.A. to L.A. Louisiana is L.A. and California is L.A. So he made it down here. And y'all moved over there on 87.
Yes, sir.
Man, look here. They moved on 87 when he was maybe about 5, I don't know, something like that. And he's still there today. Man, so he did something that most cats didn't do. We're going to talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? So, ElDwayne, do you remember going to Russell?
Of course, yeah.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Well, when did you finally meet me at Russell?
I think that was in 3rd grade when we had that little short white lady. I forgot her name.
Miss Glass?
Miss Glass, that's it.
Hey. So, hey, look here. We in the same class in the 3rd grade, Miss Glass. Man, that's something look here, and still be knowing each other today, people got to really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know all the cats from elementary.
Oh, yeah.
Lil Will and all them dudes.
Yeah, Willie Bobo.
Willie Bobo.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Look here. We had a special connection with all of us. Leonard Baker and all of them. He loved us, because he was in there. Did you play in any of that Sugar Ray Youth Foundation stuff?
When they was over there off of Avalon in Manchester, I was affiliated with that right there. But
so you know everything that was going on in the neighborhood.
Yes, I did.
Because, see, this is Brown's Neighborhood, and I like to talk about things that goes on in the neighborhood. And ElDwayne been in his neighborhood for the last 55 years. So he's seen a lot, been through a lot, and survived a lot. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
So you was when Miss Glass, after you was in Miss Glass class, did you play any of that kickball stuff they was doing?
We played kickball, man. Yeah, that was the thing back in the day when we was going to Russell, man.
Kickball.
Kickball.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to play that. Todd thought he was a kickball pro.
No, Antoine used to give him Antoine Raby used to give him competition.
Is that right?
That's right.
Little Antoine?
Antoine Raby.
He was able to kick that ball?
Yeah.
Man, they be trying to kick that ball all the way to the gate. Man, playing at Russell. We got that 6th grade panorama picture and we getting ready to graduate.
I remember we was at over Leonard Baker house at one of the little fish fries we would be doing,
Yeah.
And the brother brought that panorama picture out, and everything started just hitting me. I was naming names and everything. They say, you still remember that? Yeah.
Hey, check this out, ElDwayne. What do you remember at Russell? Were you a good student at Russell? You remember James Wilkes in them?
I remember James Wilkes. I remember, James Wilkes.
Now, you should have been a good student. Your mother worked at the school, man.
I was in AE classes, but I pretty much rejected it because I wanted to
Wait a minute, man. You was in AE?
Yes, I was.
I wonder why in the hell they didn't put me in AE. I take, kind of situation of that.
That was more work.
Huh? How you get in AE?
Grades, and they used to give you aptitude tests, and I guess I scored high.
But at least you know about the aptitude test. I really didn't even. I knew we was taking tests, but I didn't know what the hell it was for.
It was for assessment.
Yeah, and James Wilkes told me about that because I asked him. I said, man.
And his mother used to work in the office too.
James Wilkes' mom?
Yeah, she was beautiful.
Maybe that's why y'all was getting them good grades. Your mother's worked there.
No.
That could have been.
It could have been, but
because you couldn't be bad.
Yeah, but back then, I was pretty much street lights came on. I had to be in the house, and since my mother was a teacher, you had to do something besides look at TV.
Man, so you couldn't be bad at school.
Back then, they used to whip your ass in school. And a couple of times, my mother, they come to the office. It's going off the subject. One time when I went to Centennial, my grandmother came up to my high school. I was in high school.
You went to Centennial?
Yeah.
Why in the hell you do that?
Because when I left Russell and went to Drew, Miss Alexander, I was in the music and I was in the history and math. Remember that white guy, right? I don't know. I forgot the teacher's name.
But
he used to play Marvin Gaye when we walking up in the classroom.
You're trying to run, and I need you to walk with me.
Okay, all right.
Walk with me, man. You know Johnny Potter and all of them cats.
Yeah, they stay right on the corner.
He grew up in a very different situation. He was surrounded by gang members.
Yeah.
He was surrounded by gangs in the city. How did you, well, let's get to Drew first.
Okay.
You graduated from Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't play on no basketball teams or none of that.
I was into
music,
the tunnel, and other shit.
What went down in the tunnel?
Hustling. Hustling. Fighting.
Now, this man is in elementary. And
Wine.
And it's a tunnel that you would go under to cross the street. And he would have started all this bad activity. I don't even know how he got away with it.
But I never went to school. I stayed in the damn tunnels.
Is that right?
Yeah. I remember, you remember Miss Alexander?
Yeah.
The music teacher. I got an A. I got an A in math. I got an A in history. Everything else was incomplete. I was in the tunnels.
Damn. So you got an AE. When you first got to Drew, you was in AE?
Yeah. And my 6th grade teacher was Miss Ball. You remember Miss Ball?
Yeah. But I was in Miss Ball, too. I was in Miss Threadgill first until she swatted me on my damn hand. And I told my mama about that. And Eric Thompson always remind me of it. Eric, you need to get down
Eric
here.
Thompson, that's the one that brought the panorama picture. You still had it. Eric Thompson.
Eric Thompson, we requesting you on the Browns Neighborhood podcast. So you need to get down here.
And bring that picture.
Bring the panorama picture.
Bring that picture.
You got an AE, right? You was a good student at Drew.
Yes, I was.
You was
the
doing
classes I went to.
You was ditching?
Yeah, I was in the tunnel.
Damn.
I was in the tunnel.
Man. What were your mama at then? Still at Russell?
Yeah.
And you still would go and ditch in the tunnel?
Yeah.
Knowing that she could see you?
I'm in the tunnel. How can she see me?
I mean, but you had to come up out. You had to come up out that tunnel sometime.
Yeah, the tunnel. Then I go back down Hooper, hit that. Yeah. She never seen me down there. She never knew.
Did you graduate from Drew?
No.
I'll be damned. Well, what you was getting into, man?
But actually, I only stayed at Drew in my 7th grade year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, where you go in the 8th grade?
I went to, they put me in Catholic school because I was doing so bad. I was doing good, but I was doing bad because I wasn't going to school. I had an A in music. I had drum sets. I had guitars. I was doing my music, history, and math. I was good at that, but everything else was incomplete. So they put me in Catholic school.
You was incomplete in English.
But, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, pretty much.
I always say English because English was my worst subject. So look, man, you went to Catholic school in the 8th grade?
Yes, sir.
Where you went?
I went to Harbor City Christian School. Then I went to Vermont.
Where in the hell is that?
It was Harbor City Christian School is right there on Vermont in Sepulveda, right across from Harbor College.
In the 8th grade?
Yeah.
How you get down there?
Bus.
By yourself?
No.
Oh, the school bus.
Yeah, school bus, yeah.
Is you sure?
I'm positive.
And how long did you stay down there?
Until the 9th grade.
And then what happened?
Then I went to Pius.
Pius in Downey?
Yeah, Pius the 10th, yeah. I went to Pius.
Now,
I went to Vermont Day before that. My boy, Richard
Who was
Townsend,
paying for you to go to school?
My parents.
That nigga must was they had to have some money.
No, my father wasn't. He was a stand-up guy. You know what I mean?
Tell me what a stand-up guy he was.
He was a man. He was a man's man. He worked. He believed in education. He was hands down, no bullshit. Taught me a lot.
He
you
did?
know, it's like I could do what I could do today. I know how to fix cars. I know how to do construction. My father did all that. He used to fix TVs back in the day.
And
he was a butcher.
He was a butcher?
Yeah, they used to call me a son of a butcher. You a son of a yeah, they used to call me like that, yeah. But he made good money.
See, that's what, he said the key word. He made good money. See what I'm saying? So let me give you a glimpse of it from how I could see it. He was at Russell with us. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't violent bad, but we was bad. He was running with it was a lot of guys. Then he went to Drew for the 7th grade, and his mama had to say, boy, we got to get you up out of here. That's what happened. I'm going to tell you, man. He was learning how to ditch, you know, and going to a few classes. And so if he get him in Catholic school, that ain't going down.
No.
So he went a long damn way to go to Catholic school, but he went, right?
Yeah, it was Vermont Day, but I got kicked out of there.
What you get kicked out of Verb for?
Okay, Vermont Day. You got them little train tracks right there?
Yeah, but what you get kicked out for?
Okay, I'm finna tell you. Right down from the other side of those train tracks is Nixon Gardens. Them cats used to come up and whoop our ass damn near every day.
Is that right?
Cousin gave
Why
me a
would
little...
they do that to you? You were just a Catholic school kid.
Negroes from the projects.
Oh, the project.
Nixon Gardens. My cousin gave me a little 25. You know what I mean?
A 25 what? Dollars?
No.
What?
Pistol.
And how old were you?
Shit, I was in 15, 16.
And you was carrying a pistol?
Well, I don't want to get my ass whooped no more.
Damn. I mean, man, you should have just come on regular school. Should have went on to regular school with us. You know what I'm saying? He'd go to Catholic school and he'd get whooped by the project guys. You know? And now you got to carry a pistol.
Well, they quit fucking with me.
They did?
But I got kicked out of that school. Yeah.
What'd you get kicked out for?
Because I was at the bus stop and to go home. It came up the alley, up the little tracks. I came over there and just dumped on their ass.
Is that right?
Yeah. I didn't hit nobody.
But they knew you shot the gun.
Yeah.
And we gonna kick you out.
Yes.
How in the hell you could get to Pius then?
After that, they accepted me.
They did?
Yes, they did.
Well, you know, they wanted that buddy, too.
Yeah, that was a major factor, too.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go to Verb, too. But I don't think Pops and Moms was ready to spend that money. You know what I'm saying? You better stay in public school, son. Go on over there to Southgate first. Let's see how you do, you know. So I went to Southgate first.
I remember this. They was going to put me in Bell High. No, I'm not. You know, I told my mother I won't go to school.
Did you graduate from high school?
I graduated from Centennial on the honor roll.
Is that right? So you went over to Pies. How long did you stay over there?
That was a junior high. So once I graduated from there, I went to Centennial. I left on 87th Street, went to go move in with my grandmother, staying in Compton.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because back then, that time, I was, you know, like, let me put it in perspective. I was a street light kid, so when I turned 16, I went buck wild. Buck wild. And every time a pair of days came up missing.
He was a street light kid. He had to go in the house when the street lights come on.
Yeah.
And so now he gets 16. Well, how in the hell you graduated if you went buck wild?
I went buck wild, but I still got A's and B's on all my tests.
See what I'm saying?
I handled my schooling, but my extra activity, I was out there.
So let me tell you, boy come from a good family. Grandmama over there in Compton. Compton had some good homes and stuff over there. Now, he was in before the street lights. Even though he was bad, he was still getting A's and B's. Damn.
I graduated on honor roll.
You graduated from the honor roll at Centennial?
Yes, I did. Because, like, when I was going to those Catholic schools, the shit they was doing in 12th grade, I did in the 8th. I knew all the answers.
So the Catholic school was teaching you on a higher level.
We had 8 classes a day.
Where, at Catholic?
Yeah. Everything I did at Harbor City Christian School, all that right there, I know. Glenn Jones, he was one of my teachers. And
how the hell they let this nigga graduate with honors? You know what
I
I'm
could have
saying?
graduated in 11th grade because I had my credits. Because, like, regular school was 6 classes. I had 8 and 10 every day in my junior high years. I had the credits.
So let me ask you, were you smart or were you just really, you know?
I was smart and probably too smart for my own ass because I thought I knew everything and I really didn't. All the OGs, no, I can't say OGs, the older guys. You remember, like, Wayne that owned the liquor store? They had the bookie joint around the corner. You know what this called me when I was a kid?
What?
Monday.
Why is that?
Alexander Monday. It takes a thief. They thought I was going to be a professional thief.
Well, why they thought you was going to be a professional thief?
Because anything they told me to go get, I went and got. But I never did it in the hood. I went out to the white people neighborhood and did. I had another partner, I ain't going to say his name, but yeah.
Y'all was stealing like that?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
15, 16, 17.
Damn, man, 15, 16, 17, I was just learning.
Let me break it back down. 14, 15, 16, 17.
You was starting that young?
Yeah.
But you was a smart kid.
Yeah.
Damn, this is ElDwayne Patterson. Started off at Russell. Mother worked at the school. He was a smart kid, but he got trouble in his life at 15, 16, 17. But you graduated.
Yes, I did.
Now, here we getting ready for the adulthood, right? Now, ElDwayne growing up surrounded by a lot of gangs. He was already getting beat up at Verb and Day by gang members. And then he come back and, when did you make it back down to the neighborhood?
Actually, I made it back down after I graduated. Well, actually, I wish I would have took that job. My mother gave me an application to fill out. I would have been on that Century Freeway project. But when I was in high school, I signed up for military.
You went to the military?
Yeah.
All right. Damn, that's pretty good. Boy, I was scared to go to the military. You know why? Because I thought they was going to drop me over there in Germany, and I didn't know nothing about Germany. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in wartime, you probably would get dropped somewhere, but Germany would be good back in them days.
So you went to the Army.
I went to the Air Force.
Oh, you went to a good one then. Who told you about the Air Force?
I remember when the Air Force came to the school, they had the little half an airplane you get in, and, you could do this, you could do that. And I was fascinated. But once I got in there, you can't fly one of these, but you damn sure can wash one.
You couldn't fly, but you could do what?
Wash it.
Man,
Yeah.
why you couldn't fly, man?
It takes a lot of tech school, and those opportunities wasn't for us.
I think Troy, you ever remember Troy Harrison, I think? You know, you left Drew pretty soon, but
Yeah, I
I
did.
think Troy flew one of them
He
things.
probably did. They let a few
Well,
go.
Troy
slide through
was
cracks.
in AE too. So he was a smart cat. Troy. I don't know if Troy went to Drew, but I mean, not Russell, but he went to Drew. You know, but he was one of them, he was real.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He was one of them ones that, yeah.
So did you get out with honor, dishonorable discharge? Honor? Did you do the years?
I did the years. I was in tech school. My MOS was EOD. That's explosives, ordnance, and disposal. And I remember after I graduated, my grandmother gave me $5,000 cash. That was my.
You graduated from where?
I graduated from Centennial.
Oh, see how look here, man. You know they was doing pretty good, man. His grandmama gonna give him $5,000 for graduating.
Yeah, and I went to
Well,
the
we
service.
ain't getting nothing. Did you get anything, Buddha? Man, how many people gonna get 5 G's for graduating? Now the other folks that had money, they might have even got a car, but you got 5,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
So the money I had when I went, I had me a Polaroid camera. I was taking pictures, selling for $10, and I was loan sharking too with the money. And they pretty much, they got me on the extortion charge. That's what they call it, yeah.
In the Army?
Air Force.
Man, you supposed to be going to the Air Force to do right.
I had all that money, man. What I'm gonna do with it? But trying to flip it. I was flipping it. My way.
Look here. That's the neighborhood for you, right? That's the neighborhood. You supposed to go to the military to do right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You had. I'm gonna blame you, Grandma. She should have gave you that money. You was in the military doing what?
I was loaning cats money.
And what else?
And I first thought I was taking pictures. I had a little Instamatic Polaroid, $10, sent to your girl. Then I had all that money, okay, you got to pay me this, pay me that. I was loaning money. Man, I was fucking loan shark, basically, period.
This real shit?
Real shit. That's why they gave me discharge other than honorable.
So can you go to the VA hospital?
Back in the day, yeah.
I mean, if you would have got a good discharge, you would still be able to go now.
Didn't get the benefits.
You didn't get the benefits?
I didn't want the benefits, really. I
You
wasn't
did?
really trying to get them. I was young and healthy then. I wish I had them damn benefits today in my old age.
Man, your daddy was mad at you.
Man, the look he gave me when I came home, he just looked at me like, fuck.
And what did you start doing once you came back home?
Back out in the streets,
Doing what?
whatever.
Did you hustle?
Yeah. Backwards. Got hooked on drugs.
So how old were you when you started? Did you try to hustle?
I've been hustling all my life.
Who was you hustling for? You?
Just me. Yeah. Who else
You
I'm
sold?
hustling
Did you
for?
sell crack?
No.
What you sell? Oh shit!
What did I sell? No, I was a thief. I was a jack. I was a robber. Sell what? You selling shit over there. I'm gonna go get your shit.
You did that?
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that.
I know. That's why I got away with a lot of shit.
Most people don't tell you what they is.
Come on now. You know what I mean? Shit. But certain people around, they know. They knew.
You was jacking and robbing?
Yes, sir. And one reason I left 87, went to Compton, because every time a pair of Daytons came up missing around in the goddamn neighborhood or in the area, mufflers pull up over my parents' house with guns and shit.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Damn, I would have moved you to Compton too. Damn. You into why you I didn't know you was doing. I thought you was a good kid.
I was.
You was? Well, what happened?
Street light kid had to come in. I remember everybody, like they come up to my window, man. Come on, man, let's go do this. I can't come out. Then if I did get out, jump out the window, what y'all waiting for? 10 o'clock? That's when the shit jump off.
Come on, ElDwayne. Hey, you come back to the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You're stealing and you're jacking.
But I didn't do it in the neighborhood.
Right.
I went out there and got them other people's shit.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
So when did you start smoking weed? Did you ever smoke weed?
Yeah.
How old were you when you did that?
Shit, in the tunnels.
When you was in junior high?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's when you could get what? Remember them 3 fingers? $5, you get a damn near whole Ziploc full of that shit? Yeah, back then.
You started young. So let me ask you a question. Back about 1979, 1980, or 79, maybe 78, the hard drugs hit the city. Who introduced you to cocaine?
Phyllis.
Phyllis?
Yeah.
Where Phyllis live at?
She stayed right, where that church at right there on 87th Place?
Yeah.
She stayed right in the apartments right there. I used to smoke Primos and Gremlins.
Who, she introduced you to Primos?
No. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. She had the shit, I smoked weed. So one day I put some on
She
some weed.
the first woman that introduced it to you?
Yeah.
Were you talking to her?
That was my woman. She was older than me, too.
Oh, see, that's what I'm being said. So she was your woman?
Pretty much, yeah.
How much older was she than you?
She's about 12 years older than me.
Wait the hell a minute. How old were you?
When I started that right there, that was like 1983. Yeah, 1982.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you was about what? About 20, 21?
Mm-hmm.
And you started smoking Primos.
And then
Phyllis introduced it to you.
And then Gremlins.
What is that?
It's a Primo dipped.
Man, explain that.
Primo, weed.
In the water?
Yeah.
God damn, we glad he's still living. God damn. What? Man, these people might not even understand what dip means.
They don't.
Well, I got to explain
they call
it to them.
essays call it super cools now. You know what I mean? Back in the day.
But I got to explain it to the people.
Okay.
He took the weed. He rolled it up. He got crack cocaine, crushed it up, put it in the weed. That's enough right there. That's already the bomb.
Yeah, it is.
But him, he want to come and get PCP. Dip that in there and then smoke it. Man, you was trying to kill yourself.
Actually, the weed, how it affect you, that was like this plane. The cocaine was an upper. The other shit was a downer. All that shit combined was just like mellow.
Negro.
It's crazy. It sounds crazy.
It
The
sure in the hell does.
the first time I really smoked some Sherman, I woke up at Green Meadows Park. Remember that little rocket? I woke up on the slide that morning.
At what part?
Green Meadows.
Oh, Green Meadows.
Over there, crossing for the project.
Who the hell introduced you to that?
Mackie.
Mackie?
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
88 or whatever, cross
87.
80. Oh, Mackie.
Yeah.
The one where they was using his house to sell drugs.
Yeah.
I'll be damn. I'm sorry, I'm keep using that
We
word.
should sit back in the day. We should sit right there on the fence all night. You know, I remember one time we smoked. That was the second time I smoked it. It was like wintertime. I smoked that shit and I grabbed the pole. My father was going to work that next morning. He
Your
seen
daddy?
me. Yeah, he was going off to work, and I was still. This was like what? Shit, it was daytime. It was like dusk. The next morning, I'm still holding on to the goddamn pole. Light pole.
Never went to sleep.
Probably did. I don't know. I was on that shit. Did I go to sleep?
Wow,
But,
man.
yeah.
Huh? What made you try Sherm?
I can't say it was peer pressure. I just like.
Yeah, it was some of that too.
Yeah, it probably was. It's
You know what
like.
I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like a damn daredevil, which yeah, it's
Did you start liking it?
no.
How long did you stay on that Sherm?
Well, my cousin used to give me pours.
What?
Pours.
What is that?
A vanilla bottle full of that shit.
Give it to you.
Yeah.
Damn, cuzzo crazy.
No, he was making money with the shit, you know.
Yeah,
Back in the 80s, 90s,
yeah.
they used to call me 10-speed. I've been a bike, you know. What 10-speed at? Here you go. I remember it was a Funk Festival '79. Who was there? It was it was the Confunction, Parliament, the Brides of Funkenstein, Rick James. They were there, and I had 4 pours. So I'm just passing shit out. It was like it was way out because like I'm just getting everybody in that section high, and it was a big commotion that happened because everybody was shermed up in that goddamn concert.
It was? Now he make me think I'm a square. Talking the way he talking. I'm glad I wasn't hanging with him.
Anybody went there, Folk Festival '79 at the Coliseum. Did you remember when it was Bootsy was on stage and everybody started fighting up in the front and and everybody just started running? Yeah, that was yeah. Everybody in that little area, they were shermed
Man,
out.
look here.
They fucking gourds.
Now I thought ElDwayne was a upright kid.
I was.
Yeah, you
I
was.
guess I had a dark side.
Yeah, because you went to Catholic school and all of that. But as soon as they let you out,
Well, I used to think like if they would let me just go out before the, you know, stay out after the street lights. But my sister, they all did good. You know, they never.
how many sisters you got?
I had one sister.
Any brothers?
My brother died at a young age.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
How did he die?
it was. They never told me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
So
they never spoke on it.
So you started getting high. How long did that last, ElDwayne?
Until I just said, "Fuck it, I ain't doing it no more."
And how long did you stay on it?
I think till '89.
Till 89?
Yeah.
So did you go to any rehab or anything?
I went to prison.
Well, nigga, what did you do to go to prison?
Armed robbery.
Wait a minute. Were you getting high when you robbed?
Shit, I was blowing out smoke when I was going up in them goddamn Japanese restaurants. You know, yeah. I'm blowing smoke out when I was going up in there. Yeah, I was high. And the motherfucker, I was high. But
Well, you was crazy.
Gardena, police come real quick. They come quick.
Huh?
Yeah, they come real quick.
Man, you have to have heart. Hey, look at. When we was at elementary, he was the normal kid, and they let him out. Now he started janking. I didn't think he was doing that kind of shit. What?
Yeah.
Boy, only in the Browns neighborhood that I didn't know what was going on. See?
But that was in your neighborhood.
Yeah, it was in my neighborhood. I tell you, how did I miss that? I was going down the wrong street or something. Because I knew everybody.
Yeah, you did.
I knew everybody. So I didn't know he was doing that, though.
I never told nobody because I didn't do no shit in the hood. Everything I used to do, I used to go out and do it.
Damn, ElDwayne, thank God he saved me. Because, I mean, you was smoking Sherm, you smoked it Primos, smoked it
Gremlins.
weed.
We should call it gremlins.
What in the hell is gremlin?
We already went through that. A Primo dipped. Gremlins.
That's even more raw. Man, that's even worse.
Pretty much.
And you didn't. And you went and robbed, and they put you in jail.
Yeah.
What kind of place did you rob?
I was doing the in Gardena, all those Japanese restaurants.
Yeah, it was quite a few little restaurants. Did you ever get away anytime?
I got away with a few, but when I went to court, everybody that got robbed, I wasn't the only one doing it. Everybody came, yeah, that's him, that's him. So I told him, you know, what y'all got? Give me something right now. You know what I mean? Because every time I went to arraignment, here go 6 more motherfuckers coming up in there. Here go 5 more. Yeah, that's him. So they were trying to put everything on me. I fucking took a deal for what? 19 years.
You
just
did?
to get the fuck out. Yeah.
God, dog.
If they would have, if
How many years did you do, El?
I did 10.
You did 10.
I did 10 on 19. They sent me to Folsom.
I didn't even know he'd been to jail. Oh my God. How did you survive in there, man?
How to survive?
Let me rewind. Let me get back. Did you ever join a gang when we was growing up?
Yeah.
You never was gang banging.
Like I said, remember earlier in the broadcast, I was in every neighborhood. Everybody knew me.
How did they know you?
Me.
How did they identify who you was?
My walk.
You had a special walk? What kind of walk was that, man?
I don't know. They said, I knew that was you. We didn't shoot you. We knew that was you. Okay, cool. All right.
He all up in everybody's hood, and he walking. And but by them knowing who he was through the way he was walking, they gave him a pass.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that do happen. That do happen. Thank God they gave him one. So now you go to court. They want to give you 19 years.
I took a deal for 19. I said, what y'all got? Because I was in court. There's so many people coming in saying he the one that did it. I probably did 2 or 3, but it's like 20 or 30 cases coming at me. Fuck that. What you got? Give me something right now. They said, we give you 19 and a half. I said, give it here.
Wow. Man.
If I'd have went to trial on that shit, all those fucking different cases, I'd probably still be in there.
So you did a dime.
That time.
So when you went in there, you know how most cats go to jail, right? They wanna claim a set, right?
Most do. If they... no.
You didn't claim nothing.
I didn't have to.
Why not?
I had some people in there that was knew my grandfather. Lifers. Because I remember when I first got on Fish Roll, It was a bag, came with...
What you call fish roll, man?
Okay, well, you going to go through fish roll. That's when you first get in there. And I was in 3 building. And Folsom and shit.
I know another one of my partners, you know Todd. He came on the show.
Yeah.
I wonder, fish roll is when you're new?
Yeah. Actually, with Todd, we was right there by the pool hall. I was about to get in the car with that cat that night. But I had some dealings with this older female. I did that instead. I would have got mixed up with that.
What?
Yeah.
So you and Todd knew each other pretty good?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with them. I knew Todd, too.
Yeah, we all did. We all knew each other. You know, like, that's my dog. Yeah, ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Man, how did I know all these dangerous-ass dudes? Thank God they wasn't after me. God, dog, man.
But if you'd have called me, you need somebody to go, handle some business, we would have been there.
Yeah,
all of us.
Oh, man. Man, I grew up in the neighborhood. Boy,
You grew up across the street from Flojo.
Yeah.
Remember I used to come over there? I was Lemuel Griffith's little sister, the little skinny girl. I used to be out there running. That was Flojo.
Yeah, that was Flo. Grew up right across the street. She from the neighborhood, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you was in there, you done 10. How did you survive in there? You knew some folks.
I knew that right there, and cats thought I was crazy because, like, that was back when it was Dallas Cowboys and 49ers. When they was going that rivalry with the Super Bowl, the Jerry Rice, who was all of them back then. I'm not up on that shit right now, but I knew it back then. But anyway, I was on Fish Row. You in there with lifers. So to get a job, you just sitting there until, a job opened up because pretty much 70% of the goddamn population are lifers.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, they sent my ass to, yeah. Yeah. In Folsom, yeah. Yeah. So either if a job opened up, motherfucker got killed, or just died, then a job opened up. But it was a bet on 49ers, and I bet 10 cards because you had to pay the guys at R&R to, hook you up with a job. You had to pay for it. So, and 49ers won, and the guy said, you bet on your ass. You didn't have nothing. I said, yeah. They said, what would you have done if
you would have lost?
I gotta kill him. Are you gonna kill me? And I had 10 cartons of cigarettes. I got a job. Press a license plate.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. So check this out, man. You did 10.
Mm-hmm.
You got out. Who was waiting for you when you got out?
Nobody.
How you get home?
Us.
Usually somebody has somebody pick them up, you know.
Man, that's all in the movies. Hey, that ain't real life. That's movies.
So you caught the bus.
Hell yeah.
Back to 87.
No.
Where? Compton?
Actually, when I got out, I was calling my sister, and I had a wrong number. Girl named Christy. We started talking. And I said, we talk. I'm in prison. I'm trying to get, no, this is not her. This is me. Woo, woo, woo. So I said, I'm in prison. Can we be pen pals and everything? Okay. So after about 6-7 months, we was writing each other, and I paroled to her house. But I couldn't stay up there because the board wanted me to come back down here. That's how they trap you. They don't want you to get away. They want you to come back to the same shit you've been in that got you caught up. And she's a big girl. She's big.
What you mean big, man?
She's big.
What you mean big?
400 pounds. She's big.
She was 400?
Yeah.
Did you ever hit it?
When I got out, yeah, but damn. That was a lot of work. But
What?
So I'm telling her, bring me some
Did you
weed.
have sex with her?
I wasn't married to her, so I didn't have no conjugal visit. Yeah, I did. But wait a minute.
We talking about when you got out.
Yeah.
You don't want to remember it?
She was a good person. She's a beautiful person. She's big in the motherfucker, man.
But she was a good person.
Beautiful person. Beautiful spirit. The whole 9 yards.
But I was asking a specific question. Did you have sex with her?
Yes, I did.
More than once?
Yes, I did.
All right, then. I ain't going to say how many
Man, she
times.
got out of fucking prison for 10 years. Hell yeah, I had sex with her more than once. Come on now.
If you was going to come down and get you one of these little brows, you know. Okay, all right. So how long did you deal with her?
I dealt with her for about 4 or 5 years.
Is that
That's
right?
a trip. Cold thing about it, she knew my sister.
She did?
Mm-hmm. That's like small world. Small world.
So you dealt with all that for 4 years?
No, she was up there. I'm down here. You know,
but you'll go back and...
She every now and then she'd come down. She lost a lot of weight. She did that tummy tuck shit. She did that. And I remember she was crawling up on the bed, all sexy. She thought she was sexy, but god damn, it scared the shit out of me. Shit just hanging all over the place. You know what I mean? If you 400 pounds go down to like 150, that shit like, god damn, where the skin gonna go? It's there.
Well, maybe she got it cut off, you know.
That's more money.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost more.
It's gonna cost you some money.
It's gonna cost more than the initial.